Welcome back, everyone. The stage is set for the big opposition meeting in Bihar's capital, Patna, tomorrow. A host of opposition leaders from nearly 20 parties are set to attend this mega opposition meet at the invitation of Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. Nitish Kumar, who recently severed ties with the BJP, has been trying to bring the opposition together in order to take on the BJP in 2024. He has volunteered to act as the interlocutor for opposition unity ahead of the 2024 elections. You know, he has traveled to the national capital and other state capitals. He's met several opposition leaders to bring them together for this mega meeting in Patna, which is scheduled for tomorrow. What you have on your screens is Mamata Banerjee's picture meeting Lalu Prasad Yadav. In fact, she went on to say, we are family. We'll fight the next election as family. Is that possible? Is this a bit like the Hindu divided family? Too much divisions and too much kitch-pitch for unity to be real? Or is it just a pipe dream? We'll talk about that in just a bit. But needless to say, the mega meet can pump up the opposition's morale, which has its inherent challenges of state-level rivalries as well. A short while ago, West Bengal's Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has arrived in Patna, those pictures from there. She has said that she will be taking on the BJP along with everyone else. She is also calling the opposition parties one big family. Let me go straight across to our guests who are joining us this evening. Always good to have all of them on the show. But first, let's quickly listen into all the sound bites that have come to us this evening.
लालू जी को हम बहुत इज्जत करते हैं। मधुबनी का साथ, राबड़ी देवी का साथ, तेजस्वी का साथ, लालू जी का साथ हम मिट करके बहुत खुश हुए। इसी के लिए बेचारा बहुत दिन जेल में उसको भेजा, हॉस्पिटल में थे, उसको तबीयत ठीक नहीं था और आज देख के बात करके हमको ये लगा लालू जी अभी भी बहुत तगड़ा है और बीजेपी के खिलाफ में अच्छा से लड़ सकता है।
नहीं, ये काफ़ी अच्छी पहल है और आप लोग सब लोगों को पता है कि जब से हम लोग साथ आए हैं तब से हम लोगों का प्रयास था कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा दलों को हम लोग जोड़ने का प्रयास करें और ये मौका जो है आया है। सब लोग आएंगे, अपनी बात को जो है रखेंगे। कई विपक्ष के ऐसे नेता हैं जो मोदी जी से ज़्यादा जो है अनुभवी हैं, यानी कि कोई डर नहीं है। किस बात का डर? अलग अलग क्यों लड़ना जब हमारे मुद्दे एक हैं? हम सब लाइट माइंडेड पार्टीज़ हैं। तो एनडीए पता है कितने दलों का गठबंधन था, तो क्या वो किसी के डर से इतने लोगों के साथ मिल करके एनडीए बनाए थे? तो ये बेकार की बातें हैं।
पिछले दिनों मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने तमाम विपक्ष के नेताओं से मुलाकात की, तमाम मुख्यमंत्रियों से मुलाकात की और दिल्ली का जो मुद्दा है इस वक्त, जिस तरीके से माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के 5 जजों के फैसले को 8 दिन के अंदर केंद्र सरकार ने, मोदी सरकार ने बदल दिया। भारत के संघीय ढांचे को ख़त्म करने पे ये सरकार तुली हुई है, लोकतंत्र को ख़त्म करने पे तुली हुई है, संविधान को ख़त्म करने पे तुली हुई है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट की प्रतिष्ठा को तार करने पे तुली हुई है। ये एक बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा है। तो निश्चित रूप से आम आदमी पार्टी और मुख्यमंत्री केजरीवाल जी ये चाहते हैं कि कल इस विषय पे एक सार्थक चर्चा और सहमति बने।
Now, this of course is not the first time that the opposition is trying to come together. There have been multiple attempts, some successful, mostly unsuccessful, in the last 9 years. The Secular Democratic Front, as they once called it, failed to dent or stop the Modi wave. Why? Largely because Prime Minister Modi remains very, very popular in the country. And also because of their personal ambitions, the aspiration to be the Prime Minister. And of course, also because of different political dynamics at the state level. For the opposition this time, there are various factors uniting them, ranging from the perceived overreach of the centre to the investigative agencies raiding them relentlessly. So in the end, the million-dollar question remains, it may be Modi versus all in 2024, but will that all be enough? Let me put that question to my guests this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time here on Mirror Now. This is going to be a very quick chat, so I'm requesting you to keep your comments brief. Dharinder Tayal is from the BJP joining us on the broadcast. Sujata Paul, spokesperson of the Congress Party. We have Puhazh Gandhi, who's spokesperson of the DMK. Neerja Chowdhury is a senior journalist, and Biswajit is spokesperson of the TMC, also a senior advocate. As I said, thank you very much. Maybe I should start with the BJP. We usually don't do that, but maybe today is the day to do that. To the BJP spokesperson, Dharinder Tayal, what do you make of the meeting tomorrow?
First of all, thank you so much for the privilege, which you say you don't normally grant. I think I'd like to start from that. I wonder how much you have to flog a dead horse before you get it to move. So that is what is really happening here. Interestingly, I would like to look at it very objectively rather than as the BJP spokesperson. And let us break it up into some of the stakeholders in this. The first of whom always are the voters. Now, the voter is looking at what are you standing together for. And if the platform you are coming together for, it says our platform is oust Modi, it doesn't cut eyes. It may be good to you. It may be something to come together on. The silo, it has to be made. Economies are in shambles all over the world, but for in India. So he wants to know who's going to lead, what he stands for, and there are no answers. So one, from a voter perspective, it is not going anywhere. So the other stakeholder, major stakeholder, are the cadres of the party. Now, when you fight each other all the time, you rarely expect these cadres to suddenly come together and give space to somebody else, which at the Vidhan Sabha time is going to come and haunt him. It's not happening. And people could end up losing their own party.
Mr. Tayal, but I've never understood the argument.
Sorry?
But Mr. Tayal, I've never understood the argument. I'm saying I've never understood the argument that the BJP makes about how is opposition, that opposition unity is just about Prime Minister Modi. It's Modi versus who? I mean, obviously, right? If they're going into an election and Prime Minister Modi is the biggest, I mean, why would they say the BJP? I mean, Prime Minister Modi clearly is way, way bigger than the BJP. So their direct opponent is not the BJP. Their direct opponent is the Prime Minister. So obviously it will be Modi versus who. And obviously if there is an if there is an opposition front, it will be an anti-Modi front more than an anti-BJP front. Let me go across to Sujata Paul, who joins us as well. Ms. Paul, we've heard from the BJP spokesperson. I want to ask you this. Look, opposition unity is work in progress and all the best to it. Why not? After all, you need a strong opposition in this country. But I want to ask you, what sort of opposition unity are we talking about here? When you have someone like a Mayawati who doesn't show up, instead is criticizing this opposition meeting, saying, "Dil mile na mile, haath milna chahiye," that this is "Muh mein Ram, bagal mein chhuri." You've heard all the comments that she's made. Then you have the man on our screens, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. He is saying कि भाई मैं तो नहीं आऊँगा जब तक the Congress commits to supporting, defeating the ordinance that the centre has brought against us in Parliament. So what sort of, you're dealing with very difficult characters, is what I'm trying to say.
Very interesting, though. Shreya, like you just mentioned, this is not about only, Mr. Modi. Let me be also very clear about that, because Mr. Modi might have become very big and much bigger than the BJP. But when you talk about opposition unity, don't forget that the NDA has also lost its allies. And this is a democracy. People will join us, some people will not. But there should be brainstorming and everybody is being reached out to. So if there are issues which can be resolved, they'll come on board and we'll all be together. But what are we fighting? We are fighting an NDA which is no longer the same NDA, because what they've done to the Shiv Sena, that Akali Dal has left them, that the TDP has left them. There are so many other smaller parties which have left them. Similarly, as far as the UPA is concerned, we ran a successful government for 10 long years. And today, when the country is being polarized and hate and venom is being spread in the country, it is time for all like-minded parties to come together against this. So, the BJP might keep talking about, oh, this is against Mr. Modi. No, it is against the venom and hatred of the BJP RSS combined. Manipur burns, the Prime Minister goes off to the US without meeting the leaders of Manipur. What kind of Prime Minister do we have? What kind of governance is going on? We have issues of price rise, unemployment. These are issues that should be looked into by the government, but the government has no answers. The Chinese aggression, they will not answer those questions.
Okay.
They will. Yes, so these are issues, and that is what will bring a number of parties together. And we will give a strong fight. And it's not only about having a strong opposition, like you said. Why are we not going to come into government? If people think that, yes, the BJP is spreading hate and polarizing people, people will come together and vote for the opposition today.
No,
which
people,
will be
here's the point, Sujata. Here's the point, Sujata, and I'll bring in Biswajit Dev as well, that people who vote for the BJP, and I know enough and more people in North India, I will not speak for South India, but I'll speak for North India, aren't in total agreement with what the government is doing or what the BJP is doing. But they say, if not Modi, who? And the question they raise is, we can't see anyone. Do you see Rahul Gandhi as someone who can lead India? Most people I speak to don't believe it. Irrespective of what people think about the BJP, and it may not always be complimentary, or the government, and it may not always be complimentary, the one man who seems to have their confidence is Prime Minister Narendra Modi, whether you like it or not, Mr. Biswajit Dev. And Mamata Banerjee is today saying we'll fight like family. How can you fight like family when this family, within this family, everyone is fighting for the crown jewel? The post of Prime Minister, everyone wants to be Prime Minister. Opposition unity hoga kaise, Mr. Dev?
You see, Mamata Banerjee has already very specifically clarified that regarding the Prime Ministership issue, that will be decided at a later stage. That is a matter to be decided post-election. It's very premature to discuss all these things now. But she has very clearly said that we are a family and we are going to fight like a family because we are fighting a very, atrocious government. We are fighting against money power. We are fighting against muscle power. And 2024 elections will be an election of change. BJP should realize that their credibility is going down regularly. You see what happened in Himachal, what happened in Karnataka. This is just an eye-opener. They are relying on the communal politics. But you can see in Himachal Pradesh, 95% voters are Hindu voters. And there, BJP has lost in spite of playing a communal card. In Karnataka, they have been thrown away in spite of all their endeavors to win Karnataka. So this is just an eye-opener. And 23rd June in Patna, it is just the beginning. It is just the beginning. And the opposition parties will unite. Today, Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee, on behalf of All India Trinamool Congress, has reached Patna. And she has very categorically said that we will fight together and we will have to fight this atrocious government.
Mr. Dev.
And it's a common platform.
Okay,
because you
all
see
that is very well, Mr. Dev.
Country. 1 minute. 30 seconds.
Mr. Dev, all that is very well.
I'll take 30 seconds.
Mr. All that is very well.
Country,
I have a simple question.
During the past 9 years, you will see that there is no development, no employment, and each and every bill in the parliament is being bulldozed.
Mr. Dev, that is such a stretch. Are you telling me for the last 9 years there has been no development in this country and the people of this country are blind that have voted this government back in power? Achha, Mr. Dev, I think it's a bit of a stretch when you say that there has been no development in this country in the last 9 years. Please remember, Mr. Deb, I am no BJP supporter. I am no BJP supporter, but let me tell you that the people of this country are not blind. They have voted back this government seeing something. Acha, now answer a simple question.
Mamata Banerjee. This is just the beginning.
Acha, Mr. Dev, answer a simple question. We talk about opposition unity. At the central level, एक minute. You're talking about opposition unity at the central level. Mamata Banerjee is saying we'll fight like family. I want to ask you, for example, in your state itself, in Bengal itself, the TMC and the Congress can't see eye to eye. And you are telling me that they can't, the two parties cannot patch up in Calcutta, but they will patch up in Delhi. Similarly, in Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal and the Congress party cannot see eye to eye.
What you are trying to emphasize, what you are trying to emphasize is absolutely a local issue. This is what we are speaking about.
Okay.
What we are talking about is the national perspective. Things are different there. These are all local issues.
And you think people will make that distinction?
Don't worry, these issues will be settled because
okay. And you think people will make that distinction? Mr. Dev, I get your point. You are saying that people will make that distinction between a state election and a central election.
And 2024 will be an election of change.
We'll see. Okay.
We will see a change at the center.
Let's see. It's too early to predict.
2024 will be an election of change.
It's too early to predict. And I won't put my money on what you're saying right now. But Mr. Gandhi, just come in here.
South India.
Okay. Mr. Gandhi, just come in here. Mr. Dev is telling me.
South India.
Acha, Mr. Dev, let me get in other people in. Let me get in. You're talking about South India. Let me get South India in as well, the South Indian representative in as well. Mr. Gandhi, Mr. Dev is saying all that you're talking about is local issues. If they can't, if a Congress and a Trinamool cannot get along at the state level, if the left and if the left and the Congress cannot get along at the state level, these are local issues that can easily be that can easily be ironed. Okay, so let's speak of the national issue. When you take a united opposition to the people of this country, you will have to tell them who the person is leading this opposition, who the prime ministerial face of the opposition is going to be. From the BJP, it's very clear. It's Mr. Narendra Modi. Can a united opposition afford to have 5-6 big faces and say, we will first see how the election goes. Once the election is won, then all of us will sit and decide as to who the Prime Minister is going to be. You have to tell us who is fighting this election against Prime Minister Modi, because as I again say, 2024 will be Modi versus who, not the BJP versus the rest.
Shreya, we are very clear on this. And even our leader, the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, very categorically told this. At this juncture, who is to become the Prime Minister is not important. What is important is who should not be the Prime Minister and who should not be ruling this country. In that ways, the opposition should unite. Because if you see the pattern, ever since BJP came to power from 2014, BJP under Mr. Modi is known for deviating from the constitutional principles. They are actually trying to rewrite the constitution, particularly the preamble, which says that India is a sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic. Policies like one nation, one tax, one nation, one language, that is the imposition of Hindi, or one nation, one ration, directly goes against the state principles or state autonomy, which is a threat to the unity and integrity of this particular nation. Even the institutions are not compromised. Institutions are not spared. Even institutions are compromised. For example, institutions like Election Commission, Enforcement Directorate, or even CBI are directly taken against those state governments and the state parties which are not falling in line with BJP. Why? Even if we go a step further, even the Honorable Supreme Court is not spared. The judges who wrote the Ayodhya, some of the judges who wrote the Ayodhya verdict are being parked as governors at Raj Bhavans or even as member of parliaments in Rajya Sabha. So what the BJP is trying to do is, the BJP is trying to tinker the constitution and convert the democratic republic. India is a democratic republic. They are trying to convert the democratic republic into a theocratic republic. This is what DMK is opposing. So our leader is very clear. As far as our leader is concerned, we should not say who is going to be the prime minister. The opposition should unite. Our one common enemy to take on is the BJP and its leadership. the BJP and leadership should not come to power. This is our single line motto.
Okay. Okay. Neerja Chowdhury, is it possible? It's been tried before, right? It's been tried in 2019, didn't work. Yes, you can argue that there are many more things bringing the opposition together this time than they did in 2019. But will opposition unity remain a pipe dream till everyone comes to a consensus on who the prime ministerial face is going to be? Because look at how it started with Mr. Kejriwal already issuing a threat. Main nahi aunga if the Congress doesn't commit to supporting me in Parliament. I mean, not a good omen, I would say.
Who are you asking this to?
To you, Neerja ji.
Hello?
Neerja ji, that question was for you. Should I repeat myself? Oops. I think I have a feeling that Neerja ji can't hear us.
Okay, I can hear you.
If you can, Neerja ji, go ahead, please.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say make very
No, go
points.
ahead. Go ahead, Neerja ji.
Yeah. One, that, many opposition meets have taken place. There have been good photo ops. The optics of it has been very good, but very little has come out of it. Number one. Tomorrow is a little different from that. For a start, there is nothing like a third front, as has been pointed out by some people. There is only one front against the BJP front. So that bit is also clear. The leaders who had reservations in the last months about the Congress's role, whether it's Mamata Banerjee, Akhilesh Yadav, or Arvind Kejriwal, are tomorrow going to be there on the same platform as the top leaders of the Congress party, which is Rahul Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge. Now, that is a small step forward also. Now, I would say there's a long journey to cover. If you look at the heyday of Mr. Modi, 2014 and even more 2019, they had 37.7% of the vote. 62% of the vote was with the non-BJP, non-NDA parties. Now, that being the case, how much of that 62% can you unite? And as the opposition parties have been saying in recent weeks, the mantra is going to be one-on-one contest, one opposition candidate against one BJP or NDA candidate in as many Lok Sabha constituencies as possible. Now, that is going to be, as I said, nothing else will matter as far as the opposition is concerned. While the BJP will go for the macro sweeps, pride of India, nationalism, and we can see that in the PM's US visit. The opposition will have to follow a micro strategy, one-on-one contest in as many constituencies as possible. Now, can they do it? Now, if you look at the 4 states where there is an alliance already, it is Maharashtra with 48, Bihar with 40, Jharkhand with 14, 39 in Tamil Nadu, that's 141 seats. And if the Congress responds to, meet the reservations of Mamata Banerjee, Akhilesh Yadav, and Arvind Kejriwal, and they come to a reasonable understanding of the seats they can be prepared to accept, that makes for 129 seats. The total is 270. This is not including the states where the BJP and the Congress are directly pitted against other. So I think it could make, if they play it right, and as you said, pointing to Kejriwal and his statements, there can be many a slip between cup and lip. And there are too many players. The BJP is not going to be silent. They will poach. Already, Jain Chaudhary has not come. He agreed to come, but he's not there. Han has gone out of the BJP, the Congress, the Nitish Kumar alliance in Bihar. And the BJP is reaching out to other parties like Akali Dal. So they will also step up. So it's not going to be easy. But can it
they will step up. There will be a fight back.
A takkar which was absent in 14 and 19. Can that happen?
Let's see. Kels, let's see. Can opposition unity give a tucker to the BJP and more importantly, Prime Minister Modi? A lot is being said, but too many players involved and many a slip between the cup and the lip, as Neerja ji says it. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a quick chat. I know a lot of you, most of you want to say some more on the subject because, and frankly, viewers seem to find it very interesting as well. But for the moment, I'll have to wrap it here. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us. We have Nivedana coming up at the top of 9 with all the day's top headlines. Do stay with us.